Hey everybody, welcome to 9-Liner Tattoo. There's going to be tattoos in this video obviously, but remember a good few videos ago, I pissed and whinged and moaned about I have a lazy boy recliner and I dropped a tiny little memory card inside the chair which I couldn't retrieve, and it had like 3 weeks, it was a huge gigabyte memory card, and since then I've done a data dump, if you like, every week or every few days. I filmed all week last week some really fucking fun tattoos with some nice people, and I dropped again a different memory card down the side again, but I was clever this time. I shouted like every man does when they're 42. I shouted on my wife for help. She got one of my rulers that I have a drawing table next to me. She got my ruler and she was scooping it and it was coming, it was just about there, and then this guy figured I'll help. I went to grab it with the ham fingers, pushed it in, gone in the chair again. So when I do buy a new chair, there's going to be an influx of videos with some pretty fucking awesome footage. Hold on 2 seconds, there's something on that line. There we go. So yeah, I filmed this part 3 times. First time I filmed it, I deleted it. Second time I filmed it, it's in the chair. This time I'm filming it, it's here. So hopefully you see this part. She's in a mood, she's in a good mood. Right, you ready?
No.
Here we go. So it begins. Here we go. Duplicate music videos, like songs, play drums along with it, have the music playing and they didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But I put in more than 10 seconds of a song and I'm fucked. Alright, here we go. Records I've picked up in the last 3 weeks or so. So I'm just going to, because I've said all this before, apart from the thing falling in the chair, I'm just going to crack on. Now I think the first 3, or the first 4, I can't remember if I put them in a video before, so let me just turn that so you didn't get a sneak preview, you nosy bastards. Let me bring this a wee bit closer as well, there we go, that's better. So I'm just going to do it fairly quick, but yeah, so here we go. First one is Wolves by Rag & Bone Man. This was an early, it's supposed to be an EP, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 songs on this, which technically should be an album, I think, but it wasn't his first album. So Wolves by Rag & Bone Man, awesome, 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 awesome. I got that for like 4 quid I think, with £1 postage on either Vinted or Depop, one of the things anyway. I realised I had a damaged copy of this, didn't work properly, so I re-picked up Weezer's Blue album. Changed my life, that album, it was awesome. I didn't have this because I just never got around to buying it. Maladroit by Weezer, picked up that. The new Churches album that came out maybe 3 weeks ago or something. It's pretty good so far. I've only listened to it twice, but it's Screen Violence I think it's called. Yep, pretty good. Big fan of Churches. My wife fucking hates Churches, but I like them, so there we go, picked that up. I've definitely done a video on this, so I'm pretty sure this one you've seen already, but it's The Verve. Yeah, just a great album, so yeah, The Verve. Urban Hymns, The Verve, Urban Hymns. So this is where definitely these are all picked up in the last 3 weeks, so here we go. Sticking with the Verve theme, Richard Ashcroft, which by the way, one of the best inlays for an album I've seen. So fucking cool. It's Acoustic Hymns Volume 1. He has redone some of his more well-known songs. You should just check it out, you should listen to it, it's so good. I'll give you a little rundown of what he's done there. I'll hide my face so it doesn't pick my face up. And yeah, that's great, picked that up, very good, very good. It's quite a cool vinyl actually, it's like teal I think, turquoisey teal. Now this, I do have both of these independently, but this was a special reissue and it's 2 albums put into one collection if you like. So strangely enough, I'm wearing his t-shirt today. He was one of my absolute heroes growing up. Never got a chance to see him, mainly because I think he toured once every 15 years for about 3 days. There's a documentary that I watched ages ago and it blew my mind. It's called The Devil and Daniel Johnston, and it's simultaneously funny and one of the saddest things I've ever seen. It's awesome. So yeah, I picked up Hi How Are You, the unfinished album, and the other side is Yip Jump. So it's two albums, but it's just convenience sake, it's in one, you know, thing. So I wanted to get that just because, you know, it's not like I've got other things to spend money on, of course. The Frightened Rabbit book is done, and the reason I bring that up is because in it, about 2 years ago, I wrote a sentence saying that Scott is my favourite lyricist ever. You'll see why I mention it in the book, but it won't take a genius to work out it's a book about Scott, so yeah, forget that last sentence. I won't edit it out though, because mistakes maketh a man. But in it I write this, my second favourite lyricist ever is Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die. I thought they'd peaked years ago. I thought they're going to do good albums from now on, but I don't think they're ever going to do that truly banger after banger album. And then they released Radical and proved me completely fucking wrong. This album is spectacular. So yeah, Every Time I Die, Radical. I picked up the band I've seen more than Parkway Drive, and only is one of them, is a band called Funeral for a Friend from Wales. I got my Sick and Tired Funeral for a Friend tattoos when I was, I don't know how old I was, super young. The only 2 albums from theirs that I can't get, or couldn't get, was their second album, Hours, which used to go for 200 quid or something like that, which I didn't really want to do, and their third album, Tales Don't Tell Themselves. I almost bit the bullet a couple times and bought them, and I'm double glad I didn't, because they released a box set with a big Welsh dragon on the front with their first 3 albums. Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation, Hours, and Tales Don't Tell Themselves. I have, from the singer of Funeral for a Friend himself, first pressing of Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation. He was moving house to Germany years ago, and he found like 4 under his bed, and I got one from him. So I didn't need that. So what I bought was, they re-released these 2 recently for £24 each, and I'm so fucking glad I didn't pay 200. Is Hours, arguably the album that took them to global superstardom, Hours, and the aforementioned Tales Don't Tell Themselves, which is yeah, another great record. So I picked up Biffy Clyro's new album. I don't think I need to say too much about that. They are incredible. This is amazing. Thank you very much. I picked up one of the bands that my wife and I really fucking love, and they're back together and we're going to see them next year, is a band called 100 Reasons. and we've seen them live a few times. Barrowlands, I paid 50 odd quid to see them in King Tut's years and years ago. Anyway, I digress. The singer Colin is in a band called They Fell From The Sky. And this album is called Decade, and it just came out very recently, like in the last, like I say, 3 weeks, and it's fucking awesome. It's so good. So yeah, They Fell From The Sky. I got, just because it would finish the collection, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes Sticky. Good music. That's all I'll say about that. Growing up, I was obsessed with a band. Loved them, British hardcore, fucking incredible band. And I kid you not, you can ask my wife, comment on this and I'll get my wife to reply. We were sitting in the house about 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and on my Facebook feed it came up a post from years ago. You know, Facebook reminds you of stuff you posted years ago, and it was about 7 years ago or something. And somebody had wrote, a band had got back together, a boy band, I can't even remember who it is now. But I'd written, never fucking mind whoever it was getting back together, let's start a petition to get Rage and Speedhorn back together. And I told Sarah about it and she's like, oh, that's awesome, are they back together? And I'm like, oh, fuck knows that, let me check. Googled them, checked, and that night it was about 10 to 7, and that night at 7 o'clock or half 7 they were opening for my friend's band Skindred in Glasgow. That's the kind of fucking luck I have. So needless to say, I can drive quite fast in my Audi, but I can't get from Edinburgh to Glasgow in 10 minutes. But what I did do is rebuy this because I didn't have it. How the Great Have Fallen by Raging Speedhorn. Fucking awesome band, so check that out. I picked up 2 albums by a band that I've loved for a long time. He kind of fell off and then for whatever reason picked himself back up. I'll maybe make a video about them another time, so I won't go into it too much, but it's a band called Strand of Oaks. There, Strand of Oaks. So I picked up that Eraserland, and I picked up In Heaven. So please check out Strand of Oaks. Great records. To finish my album collection by Biffy, I finally managed to, for a very reasonable price, pick up a sealed, factory sealed, it was slightly more than $24.99, but of Puzzle, Biffy Clyro's album Puzzle. So finally got it, good price, finished the collection of albums, you know. And last but not least, I've been looking for this for a long time. I was waiting and waiting and waiting for reissues, and I don't think they're going to necessarily come. I think they've done a reissue maybe 10 years ago, but this is something I've been waiting on for a while to get, and I finally got it, and it's the Mark, Tom and Travis Show. It's the live Blink-182 album, and this is before Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, because the track listing, which I've listened to 100 or fucking 1,000 times, there's no Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Dumpweed, Don't Leave Me, Aliens Exist, Family Reunion, Going Away to College, What's My Age Again, Rich Lips, Blue Job. That's my phone ringing. I'll need to go. Peace. Bye.